In this episode, Golden and Orren discuss Doctor Who Season 11, Full Speed Ahead. Welcome to the Omega Beam number 36. I'm your host, Orren Merton. Now, the last number of episodes of the Omega Beam, we've really been on a movie streak. There's been a lot of great science fiction, fantasy, and superhero films that have come out. But that's not to say there hasn't also been a lot of great TV. So we're going to switch gears, and in between our movie podcasts, we're going to discuss a television show. Now, there's already great podcasts that do episode-by-episode commentary for ongoing shows. I personally listen to one as a Star Trek Discovery fan called Shuttle Pod at the Disco, which is the trekmovie.com site's podcast. And they have a bunch of people talking about every episode. And that's cool, but there's no reason for the Omega Beam to just go over the same ground. So we here are going to focus on entire seasons. Just like if you go back, we did Daredevil Season 3. So this time we're going to do Doctor Who Season 11, which is a big deal because it's the first series of Doctor Who that has a female doctor. And for those who don't know, the British call each season a series. So where we have Season 1, Season 2, they have Series 1, Series 2. Anyway, the series is complete, and you can stream it from the BBC Online in your area. You may need a cable subscription to do that. It may be on some other streaming services. You can certainly buy the entire season from iTunes or Google Play, Amazon, and all the other services that sell entire seasons as a package. So this isn't super heavy on spoilers, but we do talk about sort of the season as a whole. So there very well are going to be some. So anyway, hope you enjoy the conversation, and here we go. I am here with Golden, and we're talking about Doctor Who Series 11, the first series, or season as we say here in America, of Doctor Who to ever feature a female doctor. So what did you think?
I thought it was good. I thought it was refreshing. I thought she brought her own spin to it, just like the boys did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the companions were very well orchestrated.
Yeah, it was nice to not have sort of the romantic attraction between the Doctor and the companions. I mean, I know it's been sort of traditional that the companions often end up falling in love with the Doctor, but I've always liked it more where they're all kind of like it's Team Doctor as opposed to the unrequited love story of the Doctor and whomever else.
Donna and the Doctor were always buddy-buddy.
Yeah. And I liked it.
If anything, she just kept putting him in his place.
And I love that. I thought Donna was a fantastic companion.
Yeah.
I think I kind of liked Rose and the Doctor because in that case, it kind of seemed like it was two-way unrequited as opposed to like Martha where it was just one-way.
No, I don't think the Doctor really ever... I don't think it was ever... The only character I've ever really felt like the Doctor made that much, and we are still getting off topic here, but we'll get back to it, a romantic connection with, like, no holes barred, just is the girl in the fireplace.
Yes.
Because in just that one episode, they took a relationship to a level that I kept wishing I would have seen with River and the Doctor.
Yeah, I've never been really a fan of River's song. Not to hit on the actress, who
nothing against her, yeah.
Who I've seen in other things, and I think is a great actress.
It's just,
but
with her and the Doctor, it was always just kind of matter of fact that this was their relationship, and we just never really got to see much of the romantic part of it. Where the girl in the fireplace, it's just immediately this incredibly intimate relationship that never gets to be explored.
Yeah.
And now back to Doctor Who Season 11 with Jodie Whittaker.
Well, bringing it back to the relationship between the companions and the Doctor, I really liked how Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, she was trying to find her feet. Each of these companions was trying to find his or her feet as well. Yasmin was trying to find where she belonged in the world. Ryan and Graham they were all trying to find where they belonged in the world, but Ryan and Graham, in addition, they were trying to navigate their relationship with each other as well, because Graham was the husband of Ryan's grandmother, not his natural grandfather, and yet Graham really wanted to have a grandson-grandfather relationship with Ryan. And
Ryan himself has his own struggles as well.
Absolutely. And the Doctor was trying to find her place in this world herself. And I think that one of the great things about this season of Doctor Who was that everyone got an arc. They all come to respect each other. They come to be more comfortable in their own skin. I was really moved by Graham and Ryan sort of building over the course of 11 episodes.
Yes.
That relationship. And I thought it was great. Talk about how with River, they just told you, oh, we're married. That's the deal. And no one really bought it. Well, this time, they really built slowly from, you're not my grandfather, you just married my grandmother, to, hey, don't risk yourself like that, Grandpa. X number of episodes in. And it was really, I thought, done incredibly well. Oh, yeah, spoilers? Yeah, so I must admit, as much as I love Peter Capaldi as an actor, I don't think that he had the best stories. I don't think that
I think
Stephen Moffat wrote the best stories.
It started to pick up towards the end, but then again, speaking of companions and how this one was never romantic either, was Clara, and
it was never romantic with Bill either.
Like, you really feel like the only episode that you really liked with River was Silence in the Library.
Yes.
Where I feel like the only episode that I really loved Clara was The Asylum of the Daleks.
The when she was first introduced.
But
yeah, I was never a fan of Clara. I was never a fan of Bill either. I mean, I appreciate that they wanted to bring sort of a
different character.
Yeah, they wanted someone really different, a different energy, a different sexuality, whatever. All good. I just didn't think she was the one. Really, my favorite parts of that were the relationship between the Doctor and Missy, who was, the master of Doctor Who lore. So, as much as I loved Capaldi, the stories were not the best. And I really like how now that Chris Chibnall is in charge, I really liked how I thought his stories were really good. He's the main writer. He obviously has a writer's room as well, but I thought these stories were really good. And they held together very well, and they kept the sort of the arc of the characters going really well as just being good writing and all the rest. So I think this was just a really good season. I know that in circles that don't like change, there was resistance to the idea of a female Doctor, but I think Jodie Whittaker did a slamming job. She gave it her own energy and her own take, but was also very much a Doctor. If I would say anyone who likes Doctor Who should take a look at this season. That they'll enjoy it.
Definitely. I think that it was very well done. And I think I've already said that a couple times. But I think that they kind of pushed the stories. They went new places.
Yeah.
They've never really spent a lot of time in America. They started to kind of do that more with the Matt Smith seasons.
Right.
But I like the fact that they're not just staying in England.
Right.
It's not always London.
Right.
It's the world.
All the aliens want to destroy the world starting in London.
I look forward, during the Peter Capaldi episodes, It's like, okay, I'll just wait and I'll watch them all when the season's is done.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's like, okay, I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm ready to see where they're going to take this. I'm ready to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of that to a degree may also have been Stephen Moffat was ready to go. You know, he had started as showrunner with Matt Smith, and I think his stories got, and his sort of arc of the seasons got consistently less interesting to me the longer he was showrunner. He might have taken Russell T Davies' cue and left maybe before he got to that point. But I do think that the infusion of a new doctor, Jodie Whittaker, of a new showrunner in Chris Chibnall, I think it's really invigorated Doctor Who, and I'm very excited about its future.
I am too.
All right.
Well, sound effects, background whines, and heavy breathing, pitter-patter of paws provided by Drax and Riley.
Well, you know, they didn't want us to have all the fun, so. Well, thank you, Golden.
You're welcome.
And that's it for this episode. You can find the show notes at theomegabeam.com/36. If you like this episode, please leave a review in the Apple Podcasts app, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. It will help people find and enjoy the podcast, and we would very much appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, suggestions for things you'd like us to cover, please drop us a line at info@theomegabeam.com. Be good to yourselves and each other, and we'll catch you next time.